Ivan, amazing scenes here at full time. What does all this mean to you?
It means a lot. A long time coming. I mean, I manifested this about the time I was out, and I'm here now, and I'm just buzzing to be back, scoring goals and winning with the team.
In your darkest moments, did you ever imagine these scenes would happen again?
Of course, 100%. Like I said, I manifest things like this. And before the game, before I left my house, I thought, yeah, we're winning today and I'm scoring. And I made it happen, so it's good.
Yeah, that goal, I mean, when the free kick was given, were you thinking could be my moment?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I practice them in training. Everyone banters me when most of them go in the stands in the car park, but when it matters, I delivered, so it was good.
And you moved the ball a little touch there as well for the goal, didn't you? You moved the ball just to the right. Did you see that gap?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think you have a yard either way, and I just moved them better around the corner. So I'm grateful it went in, and I'm grateful to be back playing with the lads. I've missed it so much. The fans, everyone, yeah, I'm back.
Can you describe the feeling of being back on this pitch with your teammates? You've been training for some time now as well. You must have been building towards this.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I felt it coming to 70th minute. Had to get a gel, but listen, I think the adrenaline, hearing the fans scream and knowing you're in a winning position, no better feeling.
And it's been a tough moment for the team lately as well. They needed this moment. They needed these 3 points.
Yeah, we needed it. We definitely needed it, and we got it. We worked hard today. We've been grafting. Even though we've been losing, we've been grafting, and the boys fully deserved it. And I'm glad for Neil to get the winner here, because he works hard in training. We've got a partnership, and I'm sure we'll score many goals together.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad goal that from him, was it?
He does it in training.
And do you feel this can be the start of something now in 2024, that you can build forward from here?
I hope so. Like I said, we work hard in training. A couple of weeks haven't been going our way here, but hopefully this is the time now.
Well, listen, you're the player of the match. Go and enjoy it with those supporters.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers, guys.
On their 3-2 victory over Nottingham Forest. It was rather entertaining, wasn't it, Darren?
Really entertaining. I mean, fair play. Forest came in and gave it a good go. But again, they would have probably got wrapped up in the whole Ivan Toney thing as well. I know they would have said they're focusing on their own jobs, but it's all everyone's been talking about all week. But they made a real game of it. Chris was getting a really good goal, which I'm sure we'll speak about later on. But yeah, it was really entertaining. What a game of football.
It really was. So let's rewind back to the very beginning. Danilo on the score sheet, and Brentford made a bit of a mess of clearing this one.
Yeah, they did. It happen really early. You can just see here, just, you know, his clearance, he's unchallenged and he just boots it up in the air, which makes it really difficult for his defender to clear. Don't get much distance. You can see here, just kicks it up in the air, and then it's the second one here. A terrible clearance, puts his defender under pressure, but then he switches off a little bit and it falls to Danilo, and, the way he just sets it on his thigh. You'll see as it comes off his thigh and then hits it on the volley. Really difficult one to stop, and, a really good start for Nottingham Forest.
Really good finish, really good. As you said, it's rash from Janelt. But Danilo, you don't want to take anything away from the finish, the touch and the volley, because there's no space there. He's got bodies between him and the goal as well. For him to avoid everyone and get it on target, what a goal, what a goal.
He put them ahead last time, but the result was the same, actually ended in a loss. So it was a really good start for Nottingham Forest. And then came exactly what Brentford wanted to see, the return of Ivan Toney, and he got on the score sheet. Talk us through this goal.
Yeah, really good. It's clever. I mean, there's a lot to go through when it comes to this goal. I mean, first and foremost, the goalkeeping position, him and Ryan Yates on the end of the wall. But it's about Ivan Toney and what he does, which is really clever, because there is a really big gap there. I mean, there's a lot going on. Probably have to keep talking for the next few seconds, but if you watch Ivan Toney here, just shifts the ball to the right, and then he has a look at the wall, shifts it again. There, make sure he gets the old, not chalk, what is it, the foam.
The foam, yeah.
To make sure that he's got a good angle for it, but...
Don't think I've ever seen anyone move the foam. We've seen them move the ball,
but not the foam. Really clever, but the gaps there, you can quite clearly see from this angle. There's a big half of the goal for him to aim for. As I said, you don't even have to get that much power in it. Just make sure you hit the target, and it's probably going to go in. And when you look at it from here, still poor goalkeeping, poor discipline from the wall to not know exactly where he should be, and Hudson-Odoi, poor position. And it's like you know what it is? It's not even like a strike. He just passes it far into the goal.
He does. You know what? When the more you look at it, the more you can pick from it. And obviously, like the goalkeeper, they've checked it twice. So Turner and Yates, they check, they set their wall up. And obviously, Ivan Toney looking, he slightly moves it. The keeper moves back to the post, has a check again. He's like, thumbs up, it's all good. And then he moves it again. But he does it when the referee's actually not looking. So the referee actually don't see him moving the ball. Again, as the goalkeeper's moving back into position, don't recognise that he slightly moved the ball, which is open opened up, a beautiful gap for him to just bend it into the bottom corner. Really good execution from him.
It was really great execution. And I guess there's one thing analysing it from Forest's point of view and the wall, but what about from the fact that Ivan Toney's actually physically picked up the ball and moved it and has moved the foam as well? Well, I'm interested to know what former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher has to make of all of it. Derm, it's lovely to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you want to know about this, Sim? I think it's a little bit cheeky, but that said, does it make that much difference? I see players all the time place a free kick. When I play in the winter at golf, we're allowed to move the ball, we'll pick it up, and we're looking for a little bit of grass under it, whether he's looking for that. But the assistant will be looking across. He would feed back to Darren, well, he's moved the ball a few inches to the right. He's moved it a second time. Does it make that much difference? I'm not sure. I'm like Darren, if the wall's set up correctly, it's not going to stop. But it tells you what a good day we've had as referees, that this is what we're analysing.
Darren, does it make a difference?
No, I mean, when you say it doesn't make a difference, and I understand what you're saying because he hasn't moved it that far, but when you look at the outcome of what actually happened, he's moved the ball to the right a little bit, he's obviously moved the foam, and the outcome of him doing that, even though it's slightly to the right, is a goal. So if the referee had seen that, or VAR, could they not intervene?
Well, the VAR can't, Darren. If the referee had seen it, he's got to decide, has he moved it far enough? Because what you've got to remember, every free kick that's given, it's not in the exact place when the ball's placed, it's where we think it roughly is. What I would say, we're talking about it, Darren, because of consequence, not because of what happened, because week in, week out, we see players replace the ball after a free kick's been given and the referee draws the foul. But that's why it is, isn't it? It's gone in the net, it's a big, big talking point. Has it made a big difference? I'm not so sure. If that's the element of getting a goal, that guy is really, really accurate.
If you were refereeing, Derm, just quickly before we let you go, would you have intervened there?
I'd like to think Seymour wouldn't have turned my back on the ball, so he wouldn't have been cheeky enough to do it.
Great answer. Brilliant. Thanks, Derm, for getting involved. Really appreciate your opinions and comments, as always. OK, let's talk about Ivan Toney, of course, because he had a good day all round, did he not, Darren?
Yeah, he did. At first, he was obviously a little bit sluggish. I mean, here, you never see this usually. He obviously trying to get that sharpness back, but I thought a lot of stuff that he did really well. I mean, Neil Maupay trying to make him go as wide as possible to cross it. He probably didn't appreciate that. But I think a lot of the stuff he did well. I mean, this is unfortunate here when it comes to him. The right idea, just execution, just got it a little bit wrong. But, I mean, the goal speaks for itself. It's really, really clever what he does. But I think on the whole, I think he had a good game. You have to say he was involved in everything they did well, Farah.
Yeah, and I think, when you return after such a long period of time, your mind's telling you what you want to do. So his thought process is ahead of what actually physically he's able to do, because obviously, when you come back into the Premier League after 8 months out, the speed of play. But in terms of, as Darren said, everything that Brentford did good going forward went through this man. He saw run. He had the good thing about it. He had willing runners beyond him. So when he was tired and fatiguing in the game, he had the vision and he had the players around him that actually wanted to do the running. Like here, he knew he wanted to get it out of his feet, out the other side. He was slow in doing that, but still recognises that's where the space is. I'm going to get it out there, and he does. And this leads to the goal. This leads to Maupay's goal. So he was involved in all good for what Brentford did all afternoon.
Do you know what as well, Seamers? When you've got someone like Ivan Toney who can hold the ball up and you know exactly what you're getting from him, that's when you get the runners. When you play with certain centre forwards and you know the ball's not going to stick.
Like
when you give it, well, like me, I didn't want to say it. Like me. When the ball goes to certain centre forwards, you think, is he going to hold it? I won't go full pelt just in case he loses it. Yeah. When he's getting the ball to his feet, you saw it there, the runners, people running beyond him, Lewis Potter getting beyond him, because ultimately you'll get it back with real quality.
What I love about Ivan Toney is he really does believe in himself, doesn't he? Like, he said it in his post-match interview. He said, I manifested it. He felt like he was going to come back. He knew he was going to score, and he was man of the match. And it's brilliant. He really is quite strong mentally as a player. And
you have to be. I think when you want to be the best, you have to believe that as well. And I think, certainly I always believe that, there's a certain ability within players, but their character really brings that to light. And I think he's certainly, when we're looking at Ivan Toney, I certainly think his character and that confidence that he has allows him to perform and believe in the way that he does.
OK, let's have a look at the third goal. It was Ben Mee on his 50th appearance that put the Bees 2-1 up.
Really good header from Ben Mee. Morello, when you look at his position, doesn't really do much, but Ben Mee, again, it comes down to want and desire, and he's the one who wants it more than anyone. I think that the Brentford player there just goes forward, just leaves that gap in behind that near post. Morello, as you can see here, doesn't really react, but Ben Mee, he wants it, gets a good run at it, and it's an unbelievable header, Farrell.
The header's fantastic. I think the pace on the ball really allows his header, because he's actually outside of the near post when he does head it, so it's a fantastic header. But the defending, and as Darren mentioned, that Morello, his positioning wasn't correct. You know, his body was close to where the ball was coming, couldn't see runners, and wasn't able to compete. But this goal here that we're just missing, Hudson-Odoi, I mean, you can see it, Danilo here, you know, the strength that he shows here, really good. And Hudson-Odoi works his feet really well, gets it out of his feet and wraps the ball in with such pace, and at such a, you know, it's so flat that Wood's movement, he just needs is to glance the ball and help it towards goal, because of the delivery. Here you see, Darren, look, the delivery there, the pace on it, for any striker, you know, they love this.
It's so flat, the delivery, that all Chris Wood's got to do is just get a little touch on it, glance on it, and it'll go into that far corner. But listen, me being a previous centre forward, that's probably my favourite goal of the afternoon, because Chris Wood done that so many times in this game and the ball didn't come. It was either too high or I didn't get the delivery right, but what a header when it did come.
And as a striker, how much did you enjoy this one from Neil?
Do you know what? This is Drogba-esque. I'm not going to say it's the same, but it's Drogba-esque against Liverpool. The ball comes into him, it's not great, but for him to bring it down, not let it hit his hand and swivel and know where the goal is, that would be a finish of someone who's full of confidence. And Neil Maupay hasn't scored many goals this season, has struggled in front of goal a little bit, but if you just watch him here, he doesn't even look where the goal is. The ball comes into him, controls it, turns, and just bang. What a finish, Farrell.
Oh, unbelievable. You mentioned there the confidence, and maybe the return of Toney, you know, that little bit of competition, competitiveness that he'll probably have in training. You heard Ivan Toney says he does it in training, and you can see the rapport they have between them, and obviously it's a fantastic goal. I think that the technique and to be able to execute was fantastic.
Great finish with his back to goal to give Brentford the 3-2 victory. Right, let's head straight back to the ground and get some reaction from Nuno Santo.
And we're good.
Nuno, your team contributed so much to that game. Does it make it difficult to take that you couldn't get any points from it?
Yeah, the way we played, the way the boys worked. They play well. They work very hard, very, very hard. We cannot say anything. We scored. We bounced back. We react. Good game of football. Teams fighting for it. So it's tough to take, but we move forward.
You scored a great goal to take the lead, but then the equaliser, were there quite a few faults with that?
Yeah. There's a ball displacement, no?
Yeah.
So the law says that every goal must be checked, but they cannot check ball displacement. So it's an issue. It's another situation that we have to look at it, but we are in the worst end of it. So. And it's an important moment because we knew that Brentford were going to react. It was important to keep that situation controlled. But the boys did well. It's always tough to take these kind of decisions. Even the third goal, all the arguing about the situation, possible handball. But the boys work hard. We had 2 days ago. We had a tough game.
Yeah.
So the response of the player was excellent. Of course, we have to look at things the way they are. We are trying to slowly know each other better. We have to be more solid. We have to be more compact. We have to defend better. But the way we are playing and scoring and going for the game, the attitude is amazing from the team.
He calls it ball displacement. Of course he would, because he would be aggrieved as the opposition manager.
Yeah, he'd be aggrieved, but also as well, he was a goalkeeper, so he won't be happy with that.
All right. Well, on that note, it's time for us to say goodbye. Thanks for your company. Thanks for yours. We will see you again soon. Goodbye.